Mr. Alan.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. Oh, it finally stopped raining, huh?
Only until next Tuesday.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, well, I guess we got to be thankful for little things, right?
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. I hope it comes to time tonight. I know I left early for the dinner, so.
What? Oh, you went. What was
Amo,
it?
Amo Fish. Why you dinner for Amo Fish?
Tell me, Emil, he's alive? I didn't know he was alive.
Oh yeah, he's kicking really. Yeah, his wife passed away.
His wife. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. But he's okay. Yeah, he's good. All his kids came in from all over. He has a daughter, Philadelphia, with a lot of children, and he has a son in New York with a lot of children, and then one other boy lives here, but but they all came in too. It was very nice. It was out by the beach, Santa Monica, right over the ocean. Wow. It was really, really nice. Yeah, a lot of people there. A lot of Amos friends from old time. Yeah, so anyhow, it's wow. So it is. He's does good things. Amos a good man. Yeah. So. Oh, you're back. Yeah. What time did you come back?
Susie went.
Oh, you didn't go? I was there.
I was supposed to go, but mincha, I didn't know if I would have a mincha there. I don't know. Was there a mincha?
We left early. We came back because I had mincha at my house, but I was there for the shmorg, and then I don't know if they might have probably davened mincha. I'm sure because Marvin was there. I'm sure he had a daven.
He did mincha.
So anyhow.
In the middle
Okay. Okay. Harold was there, and Gerard, and who else was the shir? Was Walter out of town?
No, Walter was there.
Oh, Walter was there. Bernie was there. I know that. I saw Bernie. Oh, okay. Okay. It's a nice turnout. Okay.
What kind of mace develops this rekev? Mace shenikbar aron. The mace has to be buried without clothing. But aron shel shayish, in a marble coffin, because any other item that deteriorates that mixed with the mace, a taruvis does not create rekev. Or gabi ritzper shalavonim, or if the mace is not wearing any clothes and is put on a floor of stone. Then the dust that it turns into is considered rekev. But if nikbar biksuso, if he was buried in his clothing, or ba'aron shel eitz, or in a wooden coffin, or gabi ritzper shel or on bricks, zem meis she'ein l'rekev. Then it does, because a taruvis of anything else with the mace makes it so it's not rekev. Amr Ula. Ein rekev el habam and abasar and agidim in atzamis. Rekev comes from a combination of muscle with tendon and bone. Eisver rekev habam and abasar tohar. Okay, because it's got to have all three. But we're medayik. Mina etzem tomi. But from that statement, it seems that if you have dust that accumulates from a bone, would be tomi. Afagav delekabas. So emahach, you have to amend this way. Rekev abam and abasar tohor. Ad sheyesh etzem babasar. If you have bone with the muscle, then it will be tomi. How could it be tomi haleke gidim? There's no tendon. You can't have muscle and bone without the intervening tendon. The tendon is on the muscle
Sinews.
insert in the bone. Amar Shmuel bar Abba Rav Yochanan. Shnei mesim shekarven zeh im zeh. Two bodies buried in the same grave. Nasu galgolim zeh lezeh. So they're not rekev because there's a taruvis. And it's not a rekev from one mace. It's like a taruvis, like a mace with clothing. Then it's tohar. Most Rav Nosson, rekev abo mishnei mesim tomei. Exactly the opposite of what we just learned. They weren't buried together. They were each buried in their own grave. And they deteriorated into dust. One provided a half of mole, tarvid. The other mitzaref to the full mole tarvid rekev. Since each one was pure rekev, then you can add the two. Gaz's Syro, if they had cut his hair of the mace, they buried the mace with the hair, so the hair detached from the body is like a garment. And then when it deteriorates, it's like a taruvis. Nasalo galgalim, and would not be tummy. Tanan hasim. Kol sheb'meis tamei. A corpse, every part of the corpse is tummy. Chutz, minashinayim, the teeth, vaseyar, the hair, vatzipor, the nails. But b'shas chibur and kulam tmeim, when they're connected to the body, they're of course tummy. Boy chizkiah. What about Sarah ha'omed legaleach? The hair is long enough that the guy would go and get a haircut. Or tzipor ha'omed legazes. The guy has very long nails that they're ready to be cut. Something that's ready to be cut is as if it's cut. And then we said if you have cut hair with the body and it deteriorates, it would be a taruvis, it would be tahor. In actuality, they're still connected to the body. So even though you have a principle of kamo amid legazes kagazes dami, as long as it's mechuber, it's still mechuber. V'nifshit lei min Rabbi Barachana. We'll answer this from Rabbi Barachana. Tainu mishum degozas. The reason why, if you bury hair. Hi George, we're on Nun Aleph. Nun Aleph, about halfway down. Nun Aleph Amid Aleph. Tainu mishum degozas. Haloi gazas lo. Meaning, if the hair had not been cut, it would have been tummy. So the Gemara says, no. Gazas are galgalim. If it's cut, yes. It's like the mace being buried with a garment. Would be a tarufis, would not be tummy. But loy gazas me boile. But if you didn't cut the hair, it's still a shaila. We don't have an answer. Boy Rav Yirmiyah. Rekev abba mina akev. From the thighs down. When do we say rekev? It's got to come from the whole corpse. Aval the asim in akev lo. But if it's just coming from the lower legs, maybe not. Maybe it makes no difference. Toshma. The Tani Rav Nosson Rabbi Shea. Rekev abba mishnei mesim. Rekev that came from two corpses. Tomei. But if you're rejecting, if it came from the thighs or below, maybe the deterioration of these two mason came only from the thighs. If the mace decomposed, then I would agree. because he derech hakiv mayim. It's
Where's
only
that?
it's only a limb of the lower extremity. What's the din? Teku. No answer. Boram yir uber b'meisha, a fetus in the womb, and the woman dies. So there's like essentially two mason. So maybe the uber, maybe havi galgalim. It's like two mason, which we said would be a galgal to each other. Allah. Maybe it's all one body, because uber is considered like the lady's leg. Oidilma, even the soifalotze, since the fetus is destined to come out of the body, mifresh porshmine. Maybe it's considered as if it's already separate. Maybe you'll accept that svara. What about shikva zera me ishamau? If there's shikva zera in the woman when she died, is that a galgal? As if it's material from another person that perhaps now that it's deteriorating, it's a tarufis. Yeah, but it hasn't created a fetus. Ki gufana dami. It's considered like her body. Odilma kiven de me'alma ka'asi. It came from another person. Lo. So boy Rafav Pirshim, what about fecal material in her intestines? Kiven de meka. Mekayim beloach achla. It's not going to be there without eating. And therefore, chiyusu, it's part of her living. So it's part of her body. Maybe it's viewed as material that comes from an outside. And maybe when it dissolves, it'll create a taruvas. So again, we have no answer. Boy Ravacha, Bered Ravika. Oy Rama, what about his skin? Is that considered part of his goof? What about his mucus in his nose or sputum? If all these things are taruvis, so rekav the metamech mishkazla. Every body that dies has these things. So give me an example when you'd really have rekav that would be tomei. The Ashke made the call. He drank a laxative right before he died, the sachin nasha. And so therefore he emptied out all his feces, and he used some kind of depilatory, and he caused him to lose his hair. And he sat in the hot springs of Tveria so that his skin sort of separated from him, like it peeled. And it's not part of, all these things are not chelik of his goof anymore. When he dies, he'll be pure reket. Rabbi Nakira, mace shetachno. You ground it up in mace. Ein lo reket. Let's say after you ground it up, it deteriorated. All you need is to start with muscle, tendon, and bone, and there was. You needed to be the standard human form and not ground up. So all these questions take. Mace shechaser, a mace that was missing something, ein la rekev, doesn't have rekev. V'lo tfusa, when you're moving a mace from one place to another, and you move the dirt around the mace, that's called tfusa. So if the mace is missing, it doesn't create a tfusa. V'lo shchunas kfuros, if you find normally 3 bodies buried in one place, so you have to look for other ones because it might be a Jewish cemetery. But if a mace is missing something, it doesn't create a shchunas kvaros, mace fake. Lo imam b'meis sheish l'rov v'rova. The Mishnah said that a kazayas of a mace, or kazayas that was separated from Ever and Achai, is metame like basar from Ever and mace. So we say, lo imam b'meis sheyesh lo rov v'rovo. there's special additional chumras that even a rov binyan or a reva hakav of his bones already creates tumah. Farmer b'chai, but an aver min achai ain't low rov. There is no din of rov binyan or rova hakav lo mali tavid rekav. So hechi dami. So what is the Mishnah talking about? The irkiv chadever, we're talking about where one limb deteriorated, decomposed. Hi, Harold. We're on Nun Aleph of the base.
Okay,
So by mace itself, even one limb will create rekem. So, Miktoni, did the Mishnah say, referring to the mace? No, Kamash Malon Shum mace. We're talking about general dinim of a mace. Yesh l'rekem. And Shum Chai, and regular dinim of a live person, Ein l'rekem. Boy, Rava, here kiv kishu chai. Let's say a person had gangrene, and one of his limbs decomposed while he was alive, and then he died. The chazar mace. Mao. Higmiri rekev. When do we learn the din of rekev? The irkiv kishu mace. That's decomposition after death. Odil mahashta mi'amais. Here he did die. So does this kind of rekev cause a taruvis with the rekev of the corpse and remove the tumah? Toshma. Lo. Im amir b'meish rov umlo tarvit rekev. A full mace has a special stringency of the majority of the bones and reva hakav and moli tarvit rekev. Tomer b'chai, which doesn't have that. So time mishum chai. The chai doesn't have the din. Hameis yesh lo rekev. When it says miktani hameis or kamash ban the shum meis yesh lo rekev. Shum chai ein lo rekev. Mace in general has rekev, but chai does not. Boy Rova. Nemala shechasru mau. You have an ant who's missing one of his legs. Do we say shir gemir lan v'hachasr? You need to have a full. There's a special din of beria that a beria, if you eat it, even though it's less than a kazais, you get malchus. But it's got to be sholem. So do we say that you only get malchus for a beria sholem, and this is chaser, so maybe you wouldn't get malchus? Or beri gemir lo vayika. Listen, you get malchus if you eat a creature, and this is a creature, even if it's missing a leg. So we're going to bring proofs. We'll learn the proofs tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll learn at 7:30. Thursday night 7:30.